Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to a brand new episode. And we are going live here today, where we are going to be reviewing the absolute brilliant premium live event that we just come forward from, and that was the Clash in Paris. And I have to say, what an absolutely incredible WWE premium live event it was. And not only that, the fans and the crowd were absolutely on it here today, and it was wonderful to see. We've got lots to discuss here tonight, and we've got lots more to go through. I'm also trying to work out. Oh, fucking hell! Just turn everything off. Of how I can sort. The light is fine with this one. We are here today. We're going to be reviewing Clash in Paris. I've had to move all of my stuff into the living room to do this, as everyone else is asleep in the house. So bear with me there's going to be some technical difficulties and stuff moving from there, but I'm just trying to get everything up ready to go. But what a go. Well, I really like the set design. Let's talk about the set design to kick things off here today. What an absolutely brilliant set design it was. What an absolute amazing way to start things off, making it feel unique, making it feel a bit of a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. And also, one of the good things about tonight's show is as well, I can't get cancelled because as this is on my channel, and I can't get kicked off as I'm the sole owner of this. So it's even better. I've all of this to do with myself, and I've got nothing to worry about. So we were able today to have a proper look at, proper feel of how we're feeling and the way things went. And I have to say, what a start it was here today, looking at the Clash in Paris sort of way. The opening up with the flag from the Paris fans of the Paris flag in the background with the ring. And then you had everything else to go with it. The brilliant Eiffel Tower looking thing as well. I think WWE need to do this a bit more. Make every PLE feel a little bit different. Make everything feel a bit of a once-in-a-lifetime type thing. But no, absolutely phenomenal. So let's get into it. And let's get into the first match of the night. And we're going to be discussing a little bit of every match, and we're going to be giving our ratings as well. So if you are in the comments and you're watching, even if it's before or after, make sure to hit the like, hit the subscribe, and stick around for more content coming your way. A little bit of an update as well, where it says Mark Talks Football Socials. On X, we are now going to be called Mark Talks Sport, because I want to be talking about all sports on one platform. So we are going to be doing that, as well as talking about Football Manager and all those type of things as well. So on X, we are going to be called Mark Talk Sport, and everything else will stay the same from there. So first match of the night, and it was this one. It was a big Bronson fucking Reed versus Roman fucking Reigns, and it was the absolute fantastic start. It was Roman Reigns getting over from the crowd fully behind your tribal chief. I was fully behind. When this match kicked off, my wife was sat in the living room, and we actually watched this match together before she went off to bed. And when I was watching this match, and we were watching it together, I literally held up from the minute the OTC music connected to the very end. And even my wife joined in, so she acknowledges the tribal chief, which is even better. But yes, that was a fantastic match. I did say in the predictions that I think that Roman Reigns will turn out for the win. I think I said that. I think I need Roman Reigns. If he's going to win, he's going to have to do it. And I think Big Bronson Reed needs to find a way of coming out on top. Big Bronson Reed found a way, even though coming up with not with the victory, being able to really go toe-to-toe with Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns really putting him over in this match, really showcasing the talent that of Big Bronson Reed is. And I think this is the match that Bronson Reed needs to really push himself forward in the WWE universe, and the way to get himself over. I think the way that it was being handled, the way that Roman was not really got things going. You had the tribal chief's number. You could look at this from a different ways of factors of the why this happened. You could look at this as in that Roman couldn't get it done because of the size of Bronson Reed. You could look at this that Roman couldn't get this done because Paul Heyman has been teaching Big Bronson Reed exactly the ways to deal with the tribal chief. So it was interesting to see how the way that this sort of went, how it looked, how it was going, and I feel like it was an absolutely superb way of looking at things. And I think it was a great way to sort of see exactly. Excuse me, while I go really close to the thing of the way things go. And I just really really enjoyed this match. I think it was really good to see the way that Bronson Reed was getting over. I think that this was an absolutely incredible way of doing things, and I'm really excited to see exactly what Bronson Reed is going to be doing next. But in the end, we had Roman Reigns. I think the one part of this match that really made or solidified me to go, okay, Bronson Reed's on another level right now, was the point of the match where Roman went for a spear and he was able to stop it and pick him up for a powerbomb. I really like that, and I really like the fluid movement of that for it to be put into a sort of maneuver there. And I think that was really good, and I really enjoyed the way that looked. So I think overall, I think this match was a very solid match, and I'm going to give this match probably a 4 out of 5. I think that this was just a great opener. Excuse me. If Apo Tango are watching this, please sponsor. Absolutely love a bit of an Apple Tango. But yeah, I thought this was an absolutely great match. I thought this solidified Roman Reigns, pushing him forward to being. It doesn't have to solidify Roman Reigns, but solidified Bronson Reed, to push him forward and to make him really, really up there going forward. So I am interested to see exactly what they're going to do next, because as we saw after the match, the absolute beatdown that happened between Bron Breakker and Bronson Reed that they did onto your tribal chief. And I think when you look at things as well, the spear that they did onto Roman Reigns through the announce table really set up for how this went on throughout the night. And then Bronson Reed doing 3 tsunamis in total, 2 spears that happened to Roman Reigns as well. It looks like he's going to be written off TV for a few months now. I think it's also that he's going off now to film Street Fighter. So he won't be around doing much stuff moving forward and coming back potentially for Survivor Series, I would say. Maybe the... what's the one? Survivor Series, and then you got the Perth. That one, the one in Australia. So we will see from there. Now, I want to see in the comments down below in this live stream or in the video if you're watching this on repeat, your matches and your ratings out of 5. As I said, I'm going to give this a 4. I would have liked Bronson Reed to win this match, but I completely understand with the way that they did things at the end that you can't get him to win and then annihilate him. You can't get the anger. So good work. Now, let's get into the next match, shall we? Of Clash in Paris, and it was for the WWE World Tag Team Championships. It was the Wyatt 6 versus the Street Profits. And you have to say this match was absolutely brilliant. But I want to talk about a couple of things starting off, and I want to talk about the way that the fans treated the Wyatt 6 as they were coming down to the ring. And I think them singing, I think it's called Shattered Dreams, was brilliant. I tweeted out as well saying how much I miss Bray Wyatt. I miss him every day. I think he was absolutely phenomenal talent. And the way he made people feel was just absolutely incredible from that. So going to miss him every single day. But to have the fans do that to the Wyatt 6. And then you had a little bit of argy-bargy, as we say over here, that between Angelo Dawkins and Montez Ford, where they teasing maybe all not is not good in the hood, but I've come up with a theory. And if you've watched my channel before, you know my theories are fucking outrageous, but sometimes they lead. If you haven't seen before, I did a prediction a few years back at Stand and Deliver, and I said that a year later, Carmelo Hayes will turn on Trick Williams, and it will be a match they will have at the following Stand and Deliver. And it was exactly what happened there. And sometimes my outlandish predictions come true, because we've got WrestlePalooza coming up next. And I'm going to say this now. I don't think they're going to be on the card. I think that there's going to be a little trouble in paradise. But what I do think is I think Bianca Belair will be the one that comes back. I think she will be the one who goes up to Montez Ford and says, right, you need to get your head in the game. Let's get back into this. Let me help you out. Let's get things going. Let's do this all together. And I think she's going to be the one who turns Montez Ford's head around and turn on Angelo Dawkins and BFAB. I think we're then looking at a mixed tag team match in the future. And I think then that will single the singles type way of going forward. Clip this of the way that I think that it's going to happen. I think Bianca Belair will be the sole reason why Montez Ford will break up with Angelo Dawkins. I think they will then both go off and do their solo things, and I think they will somehow, Bianca will push Montez into a solo way and helping her and doing things, getting more TV time, that type of thing. So, and Angelo will go and do his thing. I think Angelo Dawkins is absolutely superb athlete, and I think him going off and doing a solo run where I think he could really flourish would actually be doing good for him. So I'm going to give this match overall, I'm going to give it probably a 3.5 out of 5. I think that this was a good match. I think this was a solid match, but I do also think as well that the interferences from Uncle Howdy, Eric Rowan, Nikki Cross sort of put a little bit of a Debbie Downer onto things. So, but I am very, very happy with how this match went from it. Right, let's get into the next match, shall we? And this is for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. Sippy time. And what I will say, this was absolutely phenomenal. I did like the way that the crowd treated Nikki Bella during this match. I think Nikki Bella deserves a lot more respect than what she got. I think Nikki Bella this was Nikki Bella's best ever WWE Women's match for a woman that hasn't really competed in a match for a very long time. And it's gone through some personal struggles. For her to come out here today in Clash in Paris and put on absolutely brilliant performance. Yeah, there was that one spot. I'm morely blaming that towards Becky Lynch than I am to Nikki Bella, as Becky Lynch wasn't there. It's a bit like the Jeff Hardy Jinder Mahal spot that happened quite a few years back at the World's Greatest Royal Rumble, I think it was. But Nikki Bella put an absolutely brilliant performance. I like the way she went for it. I think that the pace of the match was really good. I think the story of this match was really good. I think the way that they all combined with each other and sort of worked with each other was phenomenal. I just overall really enjoyed this, and I thought it was a really good Women's Intercontinental Championship match. I have a theory about what's going to happen next. But it's a long shot, and I don't think it's ever going to happen. But that will be happening in the main event, so make sure you stick around for that. But we are also now going to get in. So my rating, I'm going to give it a 3.5 out of 5. I just think there was a couple of clunky bits in this match that needed to be ironed out. But it is what it is. There's no worries in that at all. Right, next up for you, we're going to get into the absolute brutality that we are going to be calling the Donegal street fight. And it was between Rusev and Sheamus. And I have to say, Rusev is back. The absolute brute of a man. This match was just so hard-hitting, so fast-paced, so brilliant in what they were doing, throwing literally everything at each other, and it all come down to a one mistake by Sheamus. And I've done some stats as well for you regarding this match, with the white noise through the table going up, trying to get him to submit on top of the whiskey wine barrels that was there. It didn't work out for him. But in the end, we had a Rusev Mashka being able to win. And the way that they were doing it, the brutality, the marks that they're both going to have on the back, the bro kick that was kicked out of the knee, and then the shillelagh to the back, which then was kicked out of as well. But then the shillelagh holding it in the face of Sheamus from Rusev, making him tap out. And for this as well, this was the first time Sheamus has tapped out since on the WWE March 22nd, 2021 episode of Raw during a match against Bobby Lashley, where he tapped out to the Hurt Locker, and Bobby Lashley was WWE champion at the time. It has been nearly over 4 years since the last time Sheamus tapped out, and that would just say it all. I'm going to give this match a solid 4 out of 5, and I think it was an absolutely tremendous match. I really enjoyed this. I thought the way that this was portrayed and the way this was done was phenomenal. So congratulations to them two. I'm excited to see what Rusev does next, and to Sheamus as well. Next up, the penultimate match. The Never Seen 17 going up against the Maverick Logan Paul. And this match was fucking epic. It had it all. It had Super Cena. It had Logan Paul digging within deep that he's never had to dig in before, going up against John Cena. And they're still really pushing the narrative that Logan Paul is a future WWE Hall of Famer. WWE champion. And I think that he is getting pushed to that point. I think learning from the likes of Cena, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, those type of people to go into the ring with Logan Paul. He's pushing him even better. He looked great in this match. It looked absolutely phenomenal. There was no drone flash. There was no flashy spots that he did in this match. It was all about trying to beat down John Cena. The Logan Paul that we've been looking for inside of a WWE ring, we finally got it. So, what does this mean? The Never Seen 17, we obviously know what's going to be happening at WrestlePalooza. We know as well after this for Clash in Paddy's as well. This was John Cena. Where did I put it? I think I tweeted it out that John Cena, including Clash in Paris, had 8 and now has had 9 dates going into Clash in Paris. He now has 8 dates left going forward. And I'm actually really looking forward to seeing exactly what they're going to be doing with John Cena. Because my theory behind that is I think John Cena's next opponent is going to be the one and only Brock Lesnar. And we're going to be seeing Brock at WrestlePalooza. And I think that's exactly where we're going to be doing. I'm trying to find somewhere where I found someone tweeted the dates that he has left, and I forgot to share it from it. Of course I would forget. But getting that love to the Brussels kid again. Also, John Cena is now 1 win away from tying the getting 100 PLE wins. So he's 1 win away from that. He cannot do it. But next up, I think he's got a Raw, he's got a SmackDown, and then WrestlePalooza. I think we're going to be seeing Brock Lesnar versus John Cena at WrestlePalooza. I have no clue who his final match is going to be. But it's interesting to see. Logan Paul, where's he go from here? Go on to anyone. I think he's done absolutely superb in this match. I'm going to give this a 4.5 out of 5. I think I would have given us a lot higher if Mr. Lesnar turned up to sort of F5 and really coming home that statement of WrestlePalooza. But we're now going to get to the main event. But before we get into that, I've got a couple of things that I would like to share with you guys after I have my Apple Tango. First up, we had our very, very first show recently of this. Is right. We had our first half of the show talking about Reading Football Club. We reviewed the Port Vale game that happened on Saturday, and we discussed the things that we're looking for in the transfer window. But then we also did in the second half a little bit of this. That is absolutely correct. We done the Hot Take Sports where we talked about the Women's Rugby World Cup. We talked about Formula One. We talked about Ruben Almiron at Manchester United. We talked about the future of the Premier League, other leagues around the world. But then we also did our very first 2 predictions, but we're going to do a lot more next time of this. Let's go! Let's go! That is correct. We have done our very first predictions for the couple of fixtures. We did the Dallas Cowboys and the Kansas City Chiefs. We predicted those matches as well. But we're not only will we be doing this, we're going to be doing this again next week, next Sunday morning. We will be doing another kayfabe report where we're going to be talking about Raw, SmackDown, NXT, and the build up to WrestlePalooza. We're going to be finding out as well, Stephanie Vakir on Monday night, who her opponent's going to be for the WWE Women's World Championship. So make sure you stick around for that. So we're going to be talking about a little bit more, and we're also going to be carrying on with the WWE 2K25 series, and we've also got the Around the World Save still going ahead on Mark Talks Football channel. And we are also still doing Mark Talks Men's Health, where we've got an absolutely brilliant guest coming up for you on Wednesday. Now, let's get into our main event, shall we? And it was the final match of the night, and it was a fatal four-way for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. There has been rumours going wild online that there was going to be a fourth member added. Would it be Ethan Page? Would it be Tony D'Angelo? Will it be someone else? No one could work out exactly what was going to happen. But we did find out that CM Punk was holding a grip after what happened on SmackDown. And I have to say, it was probably the best way to start things off, a bit like the Triple H versus Shawn Michaels versus John Cena moment when Shawn Michaels super kicked Triple H, and then they carried on with the match. You had LA Knight getting all of his stuff in, looked absolutely brilliant in this match. You had Jey Uso looking great after his rib injury that he had. You also had CM Punk looking great after the missed table spot where he sort of glazed upon it and sort of slid off it with going through it. And it was all about who was going to help Seth. Was it going to be Tony D'Angelo? Was it going to be Ethan Page? Was it going to be someone left wing? And it was someone that I have been predicting for a very, very, very long time. I said this from the beginning that this formation of this group started. And I said that this was going to be how things go. And I have to say, I am not surprised whatsoever. After seeing an absolutely brilliant match and then CM Punk picking up Seth friggin' Rollins and hitting him with the GTS, and then someone rolling in behind, which I cannot find whatsoever, even a picture. I don't know what's going on with my timeline here. But here we go. I've got a picture that I'm going to show in 2 seconds if I can. But I will say that I called this. I said that if they're going to do this, they need to get a woman involved. And I said that there is only one woman that deserves to be in this. And what I will say, it is the right call of what they did. And it was this. The betrayal. Becky Lynch coming in, low-blowing CM Punk after CM Punk was going to stomp Seth Rollins' head through a chair, was stopped, moved his head out of the way, and then Becky Lynch comes in with a low blow and absolutely annihilates CM Punk, which then she kept saying, which I found quite weird, not weird, but the right thing to do, was that she kept saying, this is the vision we're looking for. This is the reason we're doing it. And I have to say, it was an absolutely brilliant sort of swerve of all the people online thinking after what happened to Tony D'Angelo, for him to now pop up saying Seth Rollins was the reason why for it. And it was just brilliant. I really liked it. I really enjoyed it. And yes, that is going to be it. I'm going to rate the whole of this PLE probably a solid 8 out of 10. The crowd were absolutely phenomenal. And we know tomorrow night on Monday Night Raw, it is going to be for the Intercontinental Championship. It's going to be Dirty Dominic Mysterio versus AJ Styles. And we know this crowd is going to be mental for AJ. But we're going to end it there. We're in love with care. My name's Mark. You guys have been amazing. And we will see you guys very soon for more beautiful content.